Hey everybody, it is Haley of Moth Cosplay and welcome back to another cosplay vlog. So I was going to be doing a whole vlog about ConnectiCon and how that was, but honestly after I got back from ConnectiCon I reviewed some of the footage that I had taken and I was not really feeling it. Instead, we're going to talk about what I've been working on since I got home. I was supposed to be working on one project and instead I have picked up two projects. One project is for my husband. It's the Grey Warden set. We're going to be basing it off of Dragon Age 2. It's the heavy armor, so I've got a lot of armor to make. And then for myself, I have started Anna Henrietta, Dutchess of Toussaint from the Witcher 3 expansion, Blood and Wine. I love her. The first thing that I really dive into, because I was kind of unsure if I wanted to do Anna Henrietta, was I started my husband's Grey Warden set. And I started with a navy blue quilted cotton for the hauberk. I really don't know what to call the thing. It's essentially an armored bolero. I don't really feel like hauberk is the right word. And I had sewn it all together and I started applying studs, but I realized that the squares were a little bit smaller than what's in the reference art. Originally sticking with the reference art and just putting one stud in each square, which you can kind of see here, like it's a lot. So I went through and I had applied about 400 studs onto this, and then I hit the back and I was like, you know what, let's start placing them randomly. And then I realized, wait a second, I like the way this looks better than this. So I threw it out and started over. If you're wondering, yes, I do hate myself, but this is what we've got so far. And honestly, this is just a lot more visually appealing. I feel like it's easier for our eyes to kind of process this instead of the big mess that thing is. Also, if you're wondering, yes, I messed up on the pattern somewhere over here. Am I going to fix it? No, I'm not. This gets hidden. Almost the entire front part gets hidden underneath like a giant chest piece. So I'm not fixing it. I'm not. The back there aren't any problems with, and I've got one whole sleeve done. So today I'm hoping to sit down, listen to some podcasts, watch some YouTube videos, and finish the other sleeve up. Then I'll sew those together and I'll start on, I don't even know what I'm going to start on first for his armor. I'm probably going to fix the back piece and the chest piece. So this time last year we actually started on a Grey Warden set for my husband and a friend. However, they really wanted to work on it themselves, kind of with my guidance, and our work schedules never lined up. They were on rotating shift work while I was working just whatever hours the store was giving me. Eventually we just kind of gave up and I just made my Grey Warden by myself. So we held onto all these armor pieces they had worked on, and I mean, I'm gonna be completely honest, they weren't very good. And that's in part because it was their first time ever trying it and because I didn't quite know what I was doing. But I'm going to take all of those pieces, I'm going to take them apart and use them for patterning, adjust some things here and there, redo some things entirely, and I'm going to just try and remake it all. It'll be fun. My mood towards cosplay has kind of been like, I want to sew, I want to do armor, I want to sew, I want to do armor, and it's been very, very back and forth. So this will give me the opportunity to work on armor while Anna Henrietta, Dutchess of Toussaint, gives me a chance to sew, and not just sew, but it gives me the chance to explore Elizabethan fashion. I have really wanted to get into historical fashion for a very, very long time, but I find it really weird, the idea of wearing like a historical dress to a convention instead of like an actual cosplay. And then I also can't seem to, in my mind, justify making all of these layers and wearing them in the heat to a Renaissance festival in the summer, you know what I mean? So I kind of just like put it off for forever, and then also like all of the research was extremely overwhelming. When I saw Anna Henrietta in The Witcher 3 for the first time, I fell madly in love with her design. Stunning, specifically the green dress that she wears. So I have started a little bit on that. The first step towards that was studying and creating my own Elizabethan stays. I have right here, these are just boned with plastic boning. Let me see if I can just kind of, I don't have the eyelet sewn in yet and the busk is currently missing, but as you can see, like this is them. I'm pretty happy with how they came out. The pattern maker that I was using didn't include anything for the shoulders, so I don't know if it's actually necessary. That's actually something that I'm going to research soon. But for now, my big focus was just getting this made and getting the silhouette right. I have a busk that I made from balsa wood that's kind of a temporary stand-in while I get something thinner. I'm not sure if I'm going to order something online or if I'm just going to make something here. I've seen somebody make a busk for theater out of styrene, which I have a lot of styrene on hand, so that's definitely doable. And then after I finish this up, I'm actually going to be working on a chemise. Chemise? I actually don't know how to pronounce these words, and I feel really dumb saying them out loud, so if you have any corrections, please let me know. I am a completely self-taught seamstress. Nobody has really ever sat down and been like, you're saying this wrong. So please correct me at any point. But I have a nice cotton gauze that I got for that, and it's going to be a sleeveless chemise. That just seems more comfortable. At Kineticon, actually, in my choir garb, I was really warm and overheating, and it was one because I was using like polyester and like not cottons or linens or anything in my outfit, so I was very sweaty. And then two, because I had a lot of unnecessary layers. So with Anna Henrietta, I'm going to try and cut back on some of the unnecessary layers. I don't know, it's an adventure, it really is. I've got some swatches ordered for Anna Henrietta. I have been struggling to find the right fabric for her overskirt. I'm like really wary of buying things until I have the swatches too, because I want to make sure that the colors, one, are what I want, two, that they all work together, and three, that I don't like screw myself over by buying something in person and then getting the swatches and it like not matching. Do you know what I mean? I don't really have anything set in stone for these. You know, it's so dumb. I was talking to my friend and I was like, I really need to start getting rid of Colossal East. I need to start planning out like some swimsuits or some fun things to like party and run around in, and then I start these projects instead. But who really knows? I will figure it out. Anyway, I just unloaded a bunch of information on you. I've just been talking a lot. I realize it's been like 12 minutes of just nonstop talking, so I'm gonna stop this. But that about wraps it up. So I hope to see you guys next week, because if you enjoyed this little video and you want to see my progress on everything, you should absolutely subscribe and see what's going on. Follow me on Instagram at MothchildCC. That's where I post like pretty much daily updates. I hope to see you next week. If I don't see you next week, I hope to see you at a convention.